You are listening to the Vka.
They're asking. I'm like, yo, I can do that shit. I don't care. You know?
That's funny. No one asked me to do it. They just kept doing it to me.
Oh, they fucked
because
it with
they
you
know
like
you got
that?
no accent. I got the accent, though, right?
People kept doing it to me.
Yeah.
You got asked to do it. See, I'd rather get asked to do it than get it done to me.
Yeah.
It's so weird when people do it to you.
And then I would be like, I would make up shit. Like, I would be like, thank you, come back, asshole.
Yeah.
You know?
And
and
say
then all of a
fucked up
sudden,
shit
it's like
back.
the joke is on them.
What town did you move to? What was the first time you lived
Morgantown, West Virginia.
there? Morgantown, West Virginia. That sounds extremely white.
It is, but the thing is, it's also a university town. Yep,
So everybody comes in from out of state,
Yeah, so-
and different countries.
So
and shit.
summer is like weird because the whole city is like, I think it's like 50,000 people, out of which 25,000 are students.
Mhm.
And the rest of the 25,000 is basically living off the university, like the businesses and everything.
Mhm.
So when the students leave for summer, that's a ghost town. Like no traffic and you're just,
Bro,
It must be crazy though during the summer, right? A lot of people drinking in the lawn and shit like that.
that's fucking
Well, I
Well,
insane.
during school time. During, like,
Oh yeah,
football
dude,
season.
it's a party school like 2 years in a row. Like when I was there, 11th grade, 12th grade, West Virginia University. I think they made it to a couple of bowl games.
hmm West
So-
Virginia, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like.
So you were 15 when you moved over here.
Yep.
And then how long was it before you moved out of there?
I was there. I finished my high school and then I finished like 1 year of college at West Virginia.
Oh, so you were there for some time. You
and
were
then I was there for about 3 years and then I moved to Ohio,
Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio.
That's why you have a lot of people over there, huh?
Yep. Yeah.
Nice. Columbus, Ohio. What was I just looking at about Columbus, Ohio? They were talking shit about it.
It's the best school in the world, bro. That's why people talk shit about.
What school? The
Ohio-
college?
Ohio State. Ohio State, bro. The greatest
Of course.
ever.
Or did you go to college too?
Yeah, Rutgers.
Rutgers. Oh, all right. That's all right. Rutgers is good, man. We spend a lot of money on football coaches, don't we? At Rutgers?
Yeah. Not really, though. I don't think you guys do.
I don't
I
know.
mean,
We spend money on coaches.
You
Dude,
spend money. I
spending.
think it's like $3 million. I think they just gave that
Dude,
last
that's
guy
not-
$3
They spend
million.
Money, but we don't have the money to spend these coaches. We have a losing record. We're still spending $2 million on a coach.
$2 million on coaches.
Oh,
That's
okay.
crazy.
That's a
I
lot
guess-
of money.
yeah.
You know, most of our tax money went to that new stadium that barely has won a game. Maybe. I think the next 2 years will be good, but Jesus.
No, it's been in Big
fuck.
Ten for how long? Like almost
We
like
were
5
in the
years.
East where we were dominating at some point. We were just dominating.
I don't think they were ever dominating. They had a couple of good
the
games.
year we moved to the Big Ten, we were dominating the Big East. And then we decided
How the fuck do you dominate Big East after you move to Big Ten?
No. The year before, we were dominating.
Oh, the year before. And then they
Ah.
moved and now they suck.
Big Ten.
Yeah.
Damn. That was a conspiracy, bro. People don't like New Jersey. That's
I'm
what it
kind
is.
of glad they did that because now I could watch Big Ten games here.
I don't know. I don't know anything about college sports. I didn't go to college. I went to community college for a little while to be a cop, and then I got arrested and sent to jail. So that got fucking 86, and then I never went back. But I've always looked at like college sports, like, just like extortion, almost
Yeah.
like they fucking make so much money off of these fucking kids, and they don't get dick. They don't even get free food.
Yeah.
Like they can't, you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
can't give them anything. And I feel like I think if you made it even across the board so that the big schools have to give the players the same thing as the little schools, just so that kids can live, like,
Yeah.
you know, like a place to live. Because if you can't even give a place to live because
Dude,
this
the
place is
whole
going to give
thing
you
is
a mansion,
corrupt
you know?
as fuck, bro. It's really
Yeah.
so. I mean, the system is built to be corrupt.
Bro, the school system is one of the most corrupt things.
Yeah. If you
this
are a
country, like
university,
medical.
how do you attract a
Worse.
student to come to your university and play football?
Mm-hmm.
And saying that, okay, my program is really good, but that's not really going to sell all the time, right? Because how many of them are really NFL bound.
Mm.
So you got like 3 people, and like you got 80 people to come and play at your program.
Yep.
And then you're like, you got these like who do you call them, like these people that are boosters.
Mm-hmm.
They're always giving out money, and then like students get caught because the boosters encourage, like, they would be buying you cars, and like nobody tells you, and then they would arrange like people to help you out in school,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody talks about it, and then suddenly the shit hits the ceiling, and then who goes down? The student goes down.
Yeah.
And the coaches, nobody goes down. It's like, the student, like, I had a couple of times at Ohio State, these really good players, they were like, I think they sold their memorabilia, like they needed money.
The kids sold it.
They got a ring, they won like, a bowl game, and they got a ring, so they sold it because they needed money.
Mm-hmm.
But it's their property, they won it.
Yeah.
And then like they got in trouble for that, and they got like, they got suspended and
ineligible, and they try to strip the school. See, that's fucked up, because the problem is that kids come there, and it's, like you said, not a lot of people are going to go to the NFL.
Yeah.
Right? Not a lot of people are going to cut it. So the people that are, I would say, the most dangerous one, like not the most dangerous, the most corruptible ones, or the ones looking for corruption, are the ones in that middle that might make it, but kind of they don't know if they're going to make it.
And also, what are you teaching the students?
Yeah.
You're like,
they see you making all that fucking money.
And also you got these boosters giving money under the table.
Mm-hmm.
To get there, you got some. I mean, you're like, okay, I got Oklahoma, I got Texas, I got Ohio State. Why should I go to Ohio State? I'm not talking down. I love Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like, why should I go to Ohio State if I'm number 1 recruited player?
Yeah.
And the boosters comes in the picture. They're like, we'll hook you up with this. It's going to be under the table. That's a 18-year-old kid. You're teaching him that shit is not straightforward.
Yeah, shady shit.
Shady shit. It's corrupt shit that's going to happen all the time. So what is he doing rest of his life?
And money fucking corrupts you.
Yeah.
Like, money just corrupts you fucking easy.
Yeah.
And what's fucked up too is that, like, these kids see the stadium packed.
Yeah.
They see everybody wearing jerseys. They see everybody having foam fingers. They see all the fucking, that shit. And they're like, bro, all this money, and I can't get books.
Yeah.
I can't, you know what I mean? Like, I can't get any of that stuff.
I mean, that I at least understand, because, even in high school football, you go through the same thing. Like, of course, like the money goes to school, but you are generating the money as a football player. But the truth is, though, bro, I come from India where, like, they wouldn't let me play cricket, because cricket and soccer are the big things in India. But the problem is they don't encourage kids to play them. It's always like, you got to hit the books, you got to study hard, you got to learn this, you got to learn that. Like, fuck playing games, like, fuck playing sports. And when I came here, that was the biggest thing. Like, I was like, yo, these motherfuckers paid money to watch you fools stink up on the ground. Like, I can't get my parents to, like, give me permission to go out and play. I used to sneak out and play in, like, in tournaments. And then I used to tell them I'm like somewhere else, and like, when they find out that I'm playing, like, cricket or something, they would get pissed off at me. And here parents come to your thing, pay money to watch you, and then encourage you, and like, take you out. I was like,
and then you get rewarded in school for it too.
Yeah, you guys got it made. I mean that's what I thought when I was like,
that's fucking.
I was like, I wish I've been here long enough that I could be playing a sport, like just like people cheering and sharing.
You played cricket?
Yeah, I played
How much cricket did you play?
I was pretty good. When I played for my school. Like I used to play like county level, like county like county is like district in so we used to play like among schools in our district. So I used to represent my school. And then
how many players on a team?
11.
A lot, like almost like football, right?
Yeah, and I played club. Like when I moved to Ohio State, they have a cricket team. It's not like paid by the university. It's a club sport.
Yeah.
But we used to play against other universities, and I was part of the team. So I played a lot over there.
Now I played cricket on an app and on my iPhone. Right, this fun little. Bro, I fucking loved it. Right, hitting the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't mean I know what the rules are.
Yeah.
So I know cricket is similar to baseball.
It's a mix of baseball and tennis.
Okay.
Because with a baseball, the ball doesn't pitch, right? It's a straight arrow to you. It's a curveball, fastball, whatever it is. It's not touching the ground. Whereas with cricket, the guy pitches it on the ground, so it comes at you like a tennis ball. Like
Bouncing.
it's
it's
you know,
like
it bounces, and then how you hit it, like, you know how you got top spin and shit like that in tennis. It's a similar thing, like how you spin your wrist when you hit it the ground. Like, you know, you can move the ball, like, you know, like you could do, like, there's a lot of different varieties of balls like you could do because you're hitting it on the pitch
to spin it. And like, how do you score points?
So
'Cause I think that game was not right.
So basically the thing is, what is a home run is it gives you 6 runs.
Oh shit.
So a run is you got 2 players, right? You got you figured about all the 4 bases. You got 2 bases.
Okay.
You got first base and you got the home plate. The guy in the home plate is the batsman that plays the ball. Then when he hits it, he can decide if he wants to run or not. It's not like baseball where you have
to run. Yeah.
He can decide, okay, can I make this run? You know,
without judge it. Yeah. Oh, so you got to make a really quick decision.
Whether you want to take it or not.
Okay.
And the guy on the other side also make a decision. And you both have to crisscross. Basically, you're like, go, and the guy might decide, yo, if I go, I might get out, so I'm not. See, like,
but you're both on the same team.
You're both on the same
right?
side.
You're both all like
same
offense.
Team. Basically, you're swapping back and forth between first base and home plate. So for me, when I hit the ball, I'm looking at like, okay, can I make it over there?
Oh, so when you hit the ball, your goal is to try to get back and forth as many times as possible while they're trying to get the ball.
Yeah.
How many people are in the field
defensively? Defensively, there are 10 people.
So 10 people are out there trying to fuck you up.
Excluding the pitcher. The pitcher is the 11th guy.
So all 11 guys. No substitutes?
You can have, if someone gets injured, you can bring in someone. But usually have one person.
One person, right? Yeah.
And
not really fucking aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's bringing water boy, you know.
The fucking manager, the water boy.
Yeah. So the whole process, like, you gotta make a call, like, okay, can I hit the ball? Can I make it to the other end? And sometimes what happens is I hit the ball and I think I can make it, but the other guy is like, yo, I'm not going to be able to make it to that side because you hit it like close to where you are. So he might say, yo, I'm not coming. And if you disregard what he said and you go in, you get out.
Oh shit!
Because then you left your plate.
Nick is still. So you're automatically out, or they just get you?
They have to get it to the base. Like if any of the base, like I'm talking about them as bases, we call them wickets. If a base
what do you call them?
Wickets. Wicket is like the 3 sticks in the back. Those are called wickets.
Okay.
And if someone hits them with a ball, and you're not in that box, then you're out.
Okay.
So if there is no one in the box and they hit the wicket, they don't have to run it up and touch it. They could throw from far away. You will be out.
Just to hit it, yeah.
So that's where, like, and when you swap, like, you go to the other side and the guy comes this side, that's 1 run. And the guy, now you are the runner and the other guy is the batsman. And when he hits again, you swap again.
How many times does that go until you guys are out?
Until one of you gets out. And the way you get out is you miss the ball and the ball hits the wickets, those 3 sticks.
Because the pitcher's trying to hit it.
Yeah, the pitcher's trying to get to them.
Stop it. Okay.
Or you try to hit the ball and you go out of the box and the guy behind you, the catcher, catches the ball and hits the wickets.
Okay.
Then you're out because you're not in the box. Or you hit the ball and someone catches it midair without touching the ground. Just like any catch,
like a baseball.
Then you're out.
How many outs do you get?
Each team gets, you got 11 players, so everybody gets a turn.
Okay.
So you get 10 outs because one guy will be left alone at the end, and he's not out, but he can't play anymore because
everybody else is out. And then you switch sides.
And then
is there like innings?
Yeah. So each the way it used to be, like, you play however long you get everybody out. So they used to play like 5 days because it takes time to get people out, right?
Yeah.
And now to make it short, they came up with like different things. Like they got 50 overs a game, which is like each over has 6 balls. And after a over, you can change the pitcher. So you in a team you would have 4 or 5 pitchers. and you swap them out after every 6 balls. So that's another thing there. Like, so you got those 6 balls and over, and that's 50 overs. So that's like around 300 balls each side.
Yeah.
So that used to last a day, the whole day. And now they made it like 20
no wonder
overs.
your fucking people are so good at meditation. Your patient is fucked to play a fucking game for
fun,
a day. That's
bro.
crazy.
When you are out there and nobody can get you out, and you're just swinging your bat and connecting, and the fucking ball is going all over the place.
Talking shit.
You're like there are people that score like 100 runs. You're like on the top of the world. Like, I scored 100 runs, motherfucker. Nobody got me out. You keep going.
Yeah.
And then your thing is like, now they got this 20 overs. Like, it lasts 3 hours now.
Yeah, that's fair
because
enough.
and you want to be like score as many runs as possible and not get.
You want to get people to be able to watch it too.
So you got to have big hits. So the home run translates to 6 runs, and if you hit it where it gets on the ground and then rolls or bounces off into the end of the ground, that's 4 runs. So in the air it's 6 runs, and if you hit it where it bounces on the ground and rolls to the end of the ground, then that's 4 runs.
Oh, like, so then if like it hits that backstop, that's 4 runs.
Yeah, that's 4 runs.
Oh, because you're gonna run that anyway.
Yeah.
Now, if it hits the backstop, are you allowed to keep running, try to get 6?
No, you
or
don't,
you just
because you
automatically
automatically
get
4 runs.
Oh,
So if you
get
hit
4.
it hard enough and it's going to hit the backstop, you don't even run.
Yeah, that app was all right. It did
Yeah.
have. It was, because I was playing, bro. I was addicted to this fucking game. I was like, cricket. How do you play this game? And I was playing it, and I was like, holy shit, man. And then over here, down the road, there's a park.
Okay.
And this area has a lot of Middle Easterners.
Okay.
Right? This side of Patterson.
Yeah.
This side is fucking a lot of Middle Easterns, and they fucking pack that park.
Okay.
And they fucking play cricket.
They're mostly Pakistanis.
Oh, is that what it is? Pakistanis? They play cricket too?
Pakistanis love cricket. Indians love. Bangladeshis love.
It's all the same area.
Yeah. Australians.
You guys fucking all hate each other. It's like,
everyone
play one game of cricket just for the whole thing. That's it.
Yeah, everyone
one
that
game
rules,
of cricket for the whole fucking
dude,
game.
like, you know how many wars like between India and Pakistan are prevented because of cricket?
Huh.
Yeah, because we get pissed off and we're like, you know what, we could bomb them or just beat the shit out of them in the next cricket game. And people are like, okay, let's just beat them.
Yeah. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, so sports help, for the
Hell
world peace.
yeah. I think that was, then wasn't there some shit too? And like we were just fucking up like Germany and shit in the Olympics and fucking Russia. It's like you just take that shit out of there. That's fucking, that's actually, I never even really thought about that. That's actually really good. That people can just, you know what? We're not going to fucking drop this nuclear bomb on. Let's just go play some fucking cricket, hit this fucking ball. Yeah. Do you still play? Like now? Do you ever get together with the boys?
It takes so much time, bro.
That sounds like a fucking long game.
It does. And the other thing
just
is, like it used
11.
to fuck with my social life because I used to play for the university. And you got a game on Saturday, so the whole day you're fucked. You're playing the game, and
then you're just beat. And then after you're done, you're not gonna want to do anything.
You don't want to go out.
Are you exhausted?
And the night before, you're like, I got to play tomorrow, so I don't want to go out. So your weekend is like you're not going out.
It seems like baseball, where it'd be like a tricky. Like baseball, you watch a baseball game, and you're like, how tired can you get?
Yeah,
you're sitting the whole fucking game.
That's the thing,
but it's those short bursts.
Yeah.
Well, those little short bursts, like just swinging at a ball, is a fucking lot of energy that you put out, and a lot of freaking
draining to be out in the hot weather all day long.
Just standing out there getting fatigued. Yeah. That's just fatiguing you too.
Yeah.
Having to put up with other people's bullshit and fucking carry on stupid conversations.
Yeah.
I can just imagine how fun. Have you ever played baseball?
I did.
Like at what level?
I played in my high school.
Oh, okay. So you had some, at least you guys were able to compare like organized.
Oh yeah. I was stupid because I was like trying to play cricket with baseball. Because I would be like, yo, why the fuck can't I carry my own bat? Like, why do I gotta drop it? Because like for us, cricket, you don't drop your cricket bat. You take it with you.
When you run to the base?
Yeah, when you run.
Oh, shit.
You can use it to like touch the base.
Oh,
and
shit.
And also it's your weapon, right? You don't drop your weapon. so when they were like, yo, you got to drop the bat and run, I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to drop it because that's disrespectful.
That's fucking great.
And they were like, my coach was like, but imagine from baseball, like you got the first baseman and he wants to touch you and you're running at him with a fucking stick, baseball bat, like, he's not going to touch you. So you can't do that. So I had to stop doing that. I mean, I didn't do it for the whole day, but it's just like one time.
That's hilarious. That's why they were fucking making fun of you, because you were just running at them with baseball bats. You were just charging at them with baseball bats, trying to fucking kill them. Yeah, you fucking like.
Dude, I tried playing football. It's the same flag football. Mm-hmm. I was like, yo, I don't want people falling on me. Like, these motherfuckers are big as. I was like 120 when I moved here.
Yeah, I don't like contact sports.
Yeah, so they were like, well, it's flag football, and I asked them, like, I know it sounds very cliched because it probably happened to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Like, I was like, what are the rules? And our coach just goes, someone will throw the ball at you, catch it and run. That's what he told me. Mm-hmm. So I caught the ball.
Which way am I running?
I'm Indian. I'm always looking for the, to figure out like the easiest way to do shit. Uh-huh. And I see all these people going like blocking me on that side, but nobody's stopping me on this side. He didn't tell me which fucking side. So I was like, I took off this way. And
shit.
Everybody just started laughing. And I kind of did it for fun too, because, because it's kind of like the way he gave me instructions. I was like, I gotta fuck with that because, you don't just tell him to run. You didn't tell me which way. So I'm going to have fun with that.
When you do things, I don't know if people, I'm sure they realize now, but I don't think people like adults realize, like when you have a young kid in like this weird situation, like you're going to put this kid in this activity with all these other strangers and now we're all going to compete and watch you. You know what I mean? Like, you could really fuck a kid up by not getting him in properly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm scarred from all contact sports because of wrestling.
Yeah.
All right, because I tried out for wrestling. I was in Carlstadt, New Jersey.
Okay.
Right? And I had just moved there from Hackensack. All right, so I have this joke that I was ashamed of my name because, I lived with all black people, and when black people don't like your name, they just say some shit that's cooler. Yeah. And when white people don't like your name, they just want you to go back to where you came from, Yeah. So that's what it was like. Yeah. So I moved from there, and I didn't know anything about racism. I didn't know anything about racial slurs. I didn't know what a spick was because I grew up with all black people. Yeah. We didn't do that. Like, we made fun of each other's clothes. Yeah. I knew that I was wearing the wrong sneakers, like all that stuff I knew, but I didn't know anything about me being less than someone else because of who I was. Yeah. Like, I had no concept of that.
Bro, that was a fucking revelation for me when I realized people actually looked down on me because of my color. I was like, what the fuck?
What? Like,
because it was a weird ass.
Yeah, man.
When it first happened to me,
it made me feel really fucking insecure, right? And on top of it, it was, it's not only that you have that aspect of it, but you also have the numbers when it's like 20 versus 1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just completely overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah.
And I would go home every day and I would play by myself, and I was lonely because I didn't have no friends, because I couldn't connect, because I just always would supplement by trying to make people like me. Like, I was trying to overcome that. So I was being too nice and like too generous and too, I would just overlook shit, and I was still trying to be with these friends, with these kids that were hateful towards me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, looking back in hindsight, it was kids' hatefulness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's still fucking hatefulness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No matter which way you spin it, even though like some of these kids I know today, I'm on Facebook friends with them and I'm cool with them. But at the time, it was fucking hurtful and it was scary.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So I thought I would join wrestling, right? Because that's a town thing.
Yeah.
It's very popular. And, the guys are doing it. And also I'm like, I can do, in my mind, professional wrestling, WWE, right? And I'm like thinking I could fight off,
Yeah.
you know, and then I could fight one from now.
Yeah.
I was a scared little kid. I never had to fight growing up. You figure I'm growing up in like a more hood area that I would have grown up fighting a lot, and I didn't. Like, I just, you know, we all fucked around a lot, but kids weren't that mean. I got into like maybe like 2 fights as a kid. I ran from both of them, you know what I mean? Because I was just like, I don't want to fight. And then I go to wrestling, right? And I'll never forget this shit. I was 11 years old. My mom drops me off, doesn't come in with me, right? Because she's just gonna go home. I'll come pick you up later, right? She doesn't know fucking nothing about wrestling, so I went in there by myself. 11 years old. I go into a gymnasium, and I don't know if you've ever seen like wrestling tryouts. They lay these mats out. There's 4 circles, right? And in each circle they have all these groups. Now, everybody looks like they know each other. Everybody's been friends with each other. The parents.
That's how I felt when I first walked into open mic.
Yeah, and I'm just like all by myself. And I'm like, all right. So I go up and talk to one of the coaches. And they're like, all right, you know, just hang out here. Again, I'm on the outside. I'm all alone. I don't know anybody. Everybody's a fucking clique. And then they're like, all right, we're going to pair people up and we're just going to scramble. Like, we're just going to, let's see what everybody can do. So just try to take each other to the ground. Don't do anything crazy. If you get to the ground, then just stop. You know, we're just like an assessment, right? To get everybody in. Yeah. So they pair me up with this kid. And I'm like, all right, here we go. And then I'm not looking at him, right? Because I'm trying to focus on my mind. I'm like, all right, when this guy says go, I'm going to fuck this kid up, right? Like, this is my chance to make my, you know, an impact. I want these people to know me. So all right, so I'm going to just right away. So then I'm like, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just jump up and tackle him. And I start looking up, and what do I fucking notice is that the kid doesn't have a hand, right? He's got this fucking nub. Okay. He just has this nub, and it's got 3 knuckles in it, right? It's below his wrist. Yeah. Right? So it's like right here. So then the coach is like talking to somebody. So now this is delayed. And now I'm thinking about this kid's hand. And what I'm thinking about is like, all right, now if I fuck this kid up, now everybody's going to hate me because I beat up the kid with one hand. Like, how fucking...
But if you lose to him, now you got beat by a kid with one hand.
Exactly. So those are the 2 things I'm thinking about in my head. And as I'm thinking about this, the fucking guy says, all right, go. And I didn't know that was the fucking captain of the fucking wrestling team. I didn't know that this was Mr. America that had a bionic fucking nub or whatever, because he fucking grabbed me, he fucking flipped me, threw me on the ground, and started digging that fucking nub inside of me. And I was like, bro, I thought we were supposed to stop, like, you know, but that's how fucking wrestling is. Like, it's fucking aggressive. Like, he was thinking the same thing to me, you know, like, I'm gonna put this fucking kid down and make my mark, you know, like. And I was just like, as soon as I saw it, I was completely disarmed, bro. I was just like, oh, I'm thinking about if I beat him up, blah, blah, blah. I had no chance, bro. This kid was like, he's probably like an undefeated. He probably never lost in his career because he just dug that fucking nub in the people's rib cages and shit, made them tap out. That shit was
painful.
As a kid, I can't explain the force. I was just like, oh, I'm not doing this anymore. And then they were like, oh, you want to try out for football? I was like, no, I don't want to try out for football. I know my brother's story from trying out for football. My brother tried out for football for Hackensack Comets. Yeah. And they first day of practice, first day of pads. He did all the drills and shit, and he got all the way to pads. Okay. Put the pads on. All right, we're gonna do some plays. They run a play, and he goes over the middle. Yeah. Catches a pass, laid out. Bam. Never played football again after that.
Dude, the bad shit is
fuck that, man. Yeah, he got nailed, bro. That shit, it took the wind out of him. He had snot bubbles in his nose and shit. Like, that was it. He didn't want to play no more. And I don't fucking blame him. Now we're finding out these fucking kids that have been playing since they were little kids.
Oh, they got brain injuries.
Fucked up. Even without going to the NFL. Yeah. Man, you go and you fucking, could you imagine? Like, you have a career, a fucking proud career of football. You love football. You've been playing since you were 6 in fucking little pee-wee leagues, flag football, right? Then you get up to, I don't know when they start tackling, 7th grade, 8th grade, right? So now you're in 7th grade. You're 12 years old. You start playing tackle. You go all the way to high school, right? So that's 6 years, right? And then you get 4 more years on. So you got good fucking 10 years of playing football and fucking wringing your head like an animal. And of course, it only gets worse as you get older because you've been a fucking linebacker the whole time, and you've gotten better, and the hits gotten harder as you progress, right? and now you play like you played college football, and now you're a foreman at a fucking construction site, or you're whatever, not playing football anymore. I mean, you have these fucking signs of fucking, and nobody will know.
Yeah.
Because nobody will be like, well, you don't
and
play football
cares
anymore.
too, because you're still supposed to do your shit and pay your bills.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but it was always the mentality of you play through it.
Yeah.
Like if you got your head wrong, all right, you all right? Go ahead, get back in the game.
That's pretty much the way it is, bro. Like, macho shit. Like you pick up yourself and,
Yep. But now you're a fucking teacher, or you're, or whatever, a construction site guy, and you're all fucked up in your head. You don't even know why.
Yeah.
Because nobody knew that you could develop CTE from a long time ago. They like, well, you don't play football now. How do you have CTE? And you know how many people probably go undiagnosed? Yeah. How many people have killed themselves? How many people have probably killed other people? There's no way to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no way to know.
Because we're not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was definitely
I got
fucked
this
up.
one bit about how he looks like him.
Yeah, I figured.
Is that thing on?
You know what? You're good now. I fucking fixed it. I had the wrong setting.
Oh, okay.
One fucking thing. I didn't need to restart it.
Bro, I was watching that. They just came out with the documentary, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was watching it. I was like, dude, I know this guy. I mean, I read the whole thing when it happened, but watching him on TV, I was like, yo, that dude looks like Vic. And that's the same day you're like, yo, I'm signing up from Facebook for like 1 month or something. So I go on your page, I put it like, yo, let this be the last comment. Like, I don't know if you saw it.
No, I don't think
I was like, let this be the last
comment. I did see that. Yeah.
Before you go off for a month, like everybody come on your page and they see this, like, yo, you look like Aaron.
Bro, I've been opening with that. It's like a good opener. I'm telling people like, all right, I've heard, just some shit. Like, I'm tired of hearing about it being called Aaron Hernandez. People laugh. And then I had, like these last 2 weeks, I had a mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And fucking, I was at the Comedy Dojo, and I did the Aaron Hernandez bit.
Yeah.
Right. And I did it, like as I was hosting, I did it like one of the times I was coming back to bring somebody up. I said, all right, guys, let's get the elephant out of the room. All right. Aaron Hernandez is dead. All right. He is gone. I am not. And then everybody started laughing. I did a few more things on Aaron. And then I let it go and then brought up the next comic and then went. And then the show ended. And, everybody's leaving. And then one guy comes up to me. He's like, hey, man, great job hosting, man. You were really funny. He goes, that Aaron Hernandez bit. You know what you should say? You should have said that you look like Freddie Mercury. And I was like, oh, now I'm another gay fucking celebrity. Why does everybody keep making me fucking gay celebrities? I'm like, Freddie Mercury. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, he has better teeth than I do. That's fucking sad.
Nah, you're not Freddie Mercury, bro.
No, but the mustache.
Oh, with the mustache.
With the mustache. No, but Freddie Mercury's teeth was all out and shit.
Yeah.
I can't see Freddie Mercury for the guy.
Yeah.
I can't see Freddie Mercury, the real Freddie Mercury.
I think he's half Indian too, right? He's half Indian.
Is he Pakistani?
Half Indian, bro. He's from India.
Oh shit! This is a fucking sensitive subject.
Yeah, bro. They
bring that shit up.
India to England.
Freddie Mercury, but I can't see him. I don't see the real Freddie Mercury now. I see the actor that played Freddie Mercury.
Oh yeah. He did a good job.
He did such a good job that I don't see. Right? I don't see. I don't even know what Freddie Mercury looks like. Every time I think of it, I think of that guy from Hackers or whatever the name of that show was. What the fuck was that name of that show? You ever watched that on USA that he was in?
Hackers?
No, it was he was in a really good show. iRobot or Robot. Roboto.
Oh,
Mr. Robot. Yes, that's
I didn't
the name,
see it, but
right? Mr. Robot. I only watched the first season.
That's great.
Yeah, it was really fucking good. The problem is that I just got overwhelmed with television, bro. I had to make a decision. I'm going to keep up with all these shows or am I going to have a life? Like there's so many things. Like now, I don't know about you, I don't watch much TV anymore.
I don't watch TV. Yeah,
India?
bro.
Yeah? Oh, shit.
Yeah, bro.
It's disrespectful, bro.
Yeah, bro. We got the talent, man.
But I work with this Pakistani guy, right?
Yeah.
His name's Muhammad. And we just have so much fun with him all the time. He has such a good sense of humor.
It's funny, like the thing is, like India has a lot of Muslims, right? Mm-hmm. Like when we were growing up, like my dad would be like, Muslims are always trying to convert you. He would be saying things like that.
You have a bad history with that, though.
Oh yeah, it's
The
just
whole
that,
region.
yeah, because I mean it's not. It's yeah. I mean Muslims
They
ruled
came and
India for
fucked shit up.
400
Yeah, yeah,
years,
yeah.
and they became part of India. And then Christians came, and then Christians ruled for a couple of hundred years. So they're part of India. So like Muslims are like about 11% after Pakistan was separated. Now they're about 11% in India. But the thing is, it's much more peaceful than what people think. I mean, Indian Muslims are much more peaceful. Just because I think.
You never hear no Indian terrorists, Muslim terrorists,
yeah,
right?
because I mean, if you're tolerant, like the thing is, like, if you look at Pakistan, like when you're poor and you got nothing to lose, that's when you want fucking world to end.
And it's easy to get radicalized.
Yeah, because you're like, even with the coronavirus, if your job sucks, if your life sucks, you'll be like, yeah, bring it on,
Rub that shit on my face.
Yeah.
Let me get your mask. Let me get the inside of your mask. Let me look
yeah.
the inside of
And
your
if someone
mask.
comes up to you and tells you like, yo, your life sucks, but you know what? If you blow yourself up, you'll have 72 virgins. I'm like, yeah, maybe I should do that shit because anyway, life sucks.
Yeah.
But when you got a life and a family and kids to live for, then you're like, fuck that shit.
You
know
what else I noticed too? Is another recruiting tool is obviously fucking people that have been bombed. Like, you fucking bomb my whole family, I'm gonna put on a vest.
Yeah, bro. You make more terrorists by
100%.
If the world, like, literally the way it's supposed to work, the thing is like if you do good thing, it propagates. If you hold someone's door for someone, it propagates. These are the people are nice.
Yep.
If you're a dick to someone, it propagates too.
That person carries that with them.
Exactly, and they show it on someone else. And the thing is, if everybody is good to each other, it would be a good place to live.
Well, you mean so not go to countries and rip them off and rig their elections?
And it's not, I mean, the thing is, it's not
Kill their
just blaming
leaders.
America, though. I wouldn't blame America for it. I blame also the radical forces. Like, there are forces that don't want India and Pakistan to have peace.
Because they'll profit from it.
Exactly. These are like these terrorists. They want Pakistan and India always at fight because that's how they.
There goes the live stream. Okay.
That's how they could recruit people. If there is a peace and everybody is like, yo, they're our brothers, we are their brother. Everybody is minding their own business, following their own faiths, not messing with each other. Then it's not just Pakistan side; it's Indian side too. Yeah. The people that thing died.
I got interrupted by somebody calling.
And I think it's the same with Afghanistan. Like, a lot of times when US is like, yo, let's have a peace, like 7 days, don't do nothing, let's sign the thing, they would be like, yo, we're going to blow up something. And even now, like, after we sign the deal, they're like, they still fuck with us. They're acting like they won the war and we signed a deal with them. And they're like, just by signing a deal with them, Trump did this. He made the Taliban equal to America.
Yeah, 100%. Legitimize them.
Yeah, now they think they are like, yo, we can come into the same hotels as you are and talk to you like equals and dictate terms to you. And now they're saying like, you know what, if you don't take off all your soldiers in like 5 months, we're going to restart this shit. Like, they actually have a leverage there.
Yeah.
They don't, but they're talking like it. And because there are forces that want this shit to happen. Same with Iran, same with Iraq. They think they could be legitimate. They could, by having these things happen, they could, for example, Palestine and Israel. That peace could have happened long time back. If everybody is like, Israel is like, yo, this was their land like 1,000 years back. They were there, and then Muslims invaded them. Now it's like, I went to Israel, so I saw they had mosques that were just sitting there. Nobody goes there, but they were like kept in like shape. Like, nobody destroyed them. They cleaned them every day. And I was like, yo, people attend like mass here, and they were like, no, but if they ever come back, we don't want them to think like we destroyed their mosques. And so there are people that are like really caring about other people, right? It's not like they could have just destroyed them and built stuff on them. but they didn't. But if they actually sit down and talk like, listen, man, we like if you look at Palestine, like I know I'm getting into like shit that
I'm fucking interested.
Like they had a war, right? There's an 11-day war, like where like 6 different Arab countries joined together, combined, attacked Israel, and they lost. They lost.
When was this?
This was in like 60s sometime.
Okay.
It was called 11-day war. Like in 11 days, these like there are like 6 countries surrounding them, like Jordan and all these countries combined together attacked Israel. Their whole goal is to wipe them off and take their land back. But what happened was Israel actually won, not only hit them all back, that they moved into like Palestine. They occupied lands that were not theirs before. Now they're like, yo, give those lands back and then we can talk peace. And Israel is like, talk peace and we'll give you the land back. It's a circular argument. And you got the settlements, right? And Palestinians are like, you guys are building settlements in our lands that you occupied. You should just give them back, not build anything on them. And Israelis are like, if we don't build on them, you guys are using those lands to attack us. So we're going to encroach into your land and push you back so our core population would be safe. And they're like, you're occupying our land. So you see that like, if someone just sits down and goes like, yo, this is your land, this is our land, let's not fucking throw stones at each other. You got your Jewish people are praying on this side of the wall. They have a mask on the other side. Like literally, the mask is
like the wall that Trump kissed.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like, well, whatever happened, let's just stop here, and you guys mind your business, we mind our business, because there is no freaking way you can get rid of entire population of Jewish people from that land. It's not going to happen. You can't kill off millions of people and take their land, right? And it's the same thing the other way too. You cannot kill off millions of Palestinians and take their land. It's not going to happen. So what happens? You guys got to figure out to live together and not attack each other. Just be civilized. Like we can talk. We don't need to attack each other. And it's the same thing with Pakistan and India. It's like,
I mean, they get along. They don't have cricket in fucking Israel. They could play an Israel-Palestine cricket game.
I don't know about that. I mean, I'm kind of in uncharted territories here because I mean, I know so much, but not too much that I can.
Well, you gave me a different perspective than I've thought of it for a while, because this whole time I've really just been pro-Palestine. Like, why are you fucking these people up all the time? Like, these people come over there and they fucking throw a rock and then you launch a fucking rocket at them like this fucking...
Yeah, I mean,
or you just go out there like... I don't know if you know who Abby Martin is.
No.
She's a reporter.
Okay.
She was a reporter on RT, and then she left RT because people kept saying she was a fucking Russian spy. And then she does like a lot of independent journalism, and she was over there and she was reporting on she got into the Palestine side, and she was trying to move about, and she's like, it's impossible to move around over there, there's checkpoints everywhere or whatever. But then she was like, she sees like some people with this shirt where it's like there's like a pregnant Palestinian woman in the shirt, and then there's just the crosshairs over her.
Yeah.
Right. And then it has like some fucking anti shit. And then there was like this march in the streets that they were having in Israel where they were just chanting like death to all like
fringe
Muslims
groups
and
are
shit.
everywhere.
Yeah.
In America, you
got
fringe
the problem
groups.
is that they report on these just to support a narrative and push that shit. So like this, it's just fucking crazy.
It's like in India and Pakistan, right? India got 1.2 billion people, like 1.2 billion people. Right? There are like 30 people that fight in New Delhi, like recently. They make it like look like Indians and Muslims, like Hindus and Muslims are at each other's throat. But you got 1 billion people that are living together, like every festivals, like Hindu festivals, Muslims like treat them. Muslim festivals, Hindus treat them like they're friends. They're in like they're not marrying each other, but they're like living together,
civilized.
Making a living together. But nobody talks about that.
Nobody's killing. It don't matter how much people fucking argue or whatever fucking what is that shit called? Like diplomatic issues that you may have. Like nobody died. Like nobody. There's nobody. Nobody's killed. How many times have they lined their armies up at the border? Right.
Yeah, they do that a lot of times.
Force.
Show of force. A lot of times it's like they have armies lined up even now. Every day they're lined up. and they like shoot at each other once in a while because they're fucking bored.
Warning shots.
Yeah. And then they'll be like, they go to brink of war, but they really don't want to go. They just want someone to jump in and say like, yo, stop, you know. They want US or someone to come in and say, yo, stop it, you know. And then like kind of take immediate.
Quick.
Yeah.
It's bad for everybody.
Yeah. But you know, but the thing is, what I don't get is like, we are civilized, we can talk. Why the fuck are we still attacking each other like animals? Like I could see an animal attack another animal because
they don't learn.
They can't talk.
Yeah.
They don't know what that thing wants and what they, you know, the animals, they don't know what each other want.
Yeah.
Like they want food. But we are people, like you have civilized nations bombing other civilized countries. Like what the fuck is wrong with us?
And now this fucking shit with Syria and Turkey's popping off.
I know. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. Like who's winning out of that? Like who are you? Like it's all like these ulterior motives of like few people like make everybody struggle. Like you know, about I think like 20%, 25% of Indian budget is spent on the army and weapons that we buy from America and Russia. And so that is like poor people, like third world country that was literally robbed until 1947. It's been free only for 70 years. Still giving money to these countries, buying weapons to protect itself.
You have to.
You have to.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. If you drop the budget down,
yeah,
or if you say you're not going to buy as many weapons anymore, America comes in and is like, oh, you need democracy.
Yeah.
You aren't thinking right.
I mean, it's not, I wouldn't even blame America. It's just the situation. Like, you know, you are put in, even like Pakistan, like, you know, they have a failed state right now. Those motherfuckers haven't had a civilized government for longest time. It's always army rule, like no democracy ever sustained there. They literally had it for like 5 years now. And they spend like 80% of their budget on military.
Because they get propped up.
And people are
the
like...
The problem is that like the military industrial complex, like that's a real thing.
Yeah.
And the way the way that these companies have it set up in the US is literally almost like you know, like when you see I'm trying to find like an analogy. You know when you see like a plant grow on the side of the house and it just like intertwines and little by little it goes all over it. Well, that's how the companies are, because those companies, they put factories in major congressional districts.
Yep.
Right? So that you can't talk about reducing it because that means less jobs.
Yep.
And then the people are going to vote out any congressman that wants to take away their jobs.
Yep.
Regardless of how many people we're just going to extort to buy these freaking guns, you know?
And our biggest export is weapons.
100%.
And imagine if there is a world peace.
That's why we can't have that's why I feel like a gun control talk is stupid.
Yeah. We make everything cheap. We get China to make for us, right? We don't make shit here. The only thing we do is serve each other. Like, you know, I make food for you, you make drinks for me. I tell you jokes, you do something else for me.
Yeah.
Service industry. On top of that, where are we getting all the money from? Selling our weapons for billions of dollars. You can make a car, you can make 10 cars, use the same material, make one plane. 10 cars, you can get what? Like, you know, 200,000. One plane, you get like couple of $1 million. A warplane, you're talking billions.
Yeah. And they don't even have to work. And
this money is paid by who? Which countries? The war-torn, like poverty-stricken countries trying to defend themselves.
Yep. Getting manipulated to stay
fighting.
All fucked up. Yeah. Nobody wants fucking stability and peace because you can't profit off of that.
Like, does India and Pakistan even know why the fuck they're fighting? I mean, they say it's about Kashmir, but Kashmir is fucking Kashmir. It's like what? Like if you, why don't they just have a fucking race? Like, okay, let's give like 20 years from now, and let's see who does better, you know, and let Kashmir decide, yo, which side do we have a better life, you know? Like you got Puerto Ricans, like would they want to go join Russia?
Yeah.
No, right? Because they would rather be part of America because America is succeeding. And you'll be like, yo, India and Pakistan, let's forget about all this fighting shit. Let's see which side they want to go after 10, 20 years. Let's put all this money toward development and let's make it entice them. And worst case scenario, they want to live, have their own country. So what? You know, if they're happy and
like Washington, D.C.
If there is world peace, what are boundaries, right? If the world is peaceful, what are boundaries? The European Union has all these countries, but they all get along, right?
Mhm.
So boundaries are useless for them. I mean, they're just there for marking, but
Yeah, 'cause
You
people
know?
like to draw on maps.
yeah. So I mean, that's the thing. Like even like Israel, Palestine. Like why do people get like I have my roommates are Muslims, right? These guys are from Bangladesh, Pakistan. They got nothing to do with Palestine. They get all riled up about Palestine. I'm like, yo, you got nothing to do with Palestine. The only connection you have is
Your
they're
religion.
Muslim and
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
Muslim. But that doesn't mean like, I'm not saying Palestinians are wrong or nothing, but
Mhm.
you don't need to get riled up just because they follow the same faith as you are. Like, be reasonable. Like,
Yeah.
you can't wake up.
Teams.
Yeah, we can't wake up thinking every day that we got to kill all the Jewish people. Like, that's not a realistic goal for you. It's not going to happen for you.
Don't tell Dave Namery that.
No, I mean, I'm just talking from their perspective. Like,
Yeah,
like that's the dumbest way to start your day, thinking that you're going to wipe out a bunch of people.
Mm.
Instead, like, realize that they're going to be there, you're going to be here, figure out a way to live together.
It sounds so simple.
Life is simple, bro. We make it fucking complicated.
So complicated.
Yeah.
Way over fucking thought. These poor fucking people. Yeah, I always I would just always blame the US because I just feel like the US profits the most out of it, and like they've just been doing it for so long, and like when you see all the stuff that gets exposed, like you watch Narcos,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, look at what we did in Narcos. Like we were letting 70 billion, what was it, 70 million or 70 million pounds
Yeah.
of coke that fucking guy, did you watch Narcos Mexico?
Yeah.
How he got that fucking
Yeah.
plane and then he fucking dropped dimes on him? But that was just one plane. That was so many of them.
Yeah.
And fucking look at Freeway Ricky Ross,
Yeah.
right? The real fucking gangster, not the Rick Ross the rapper, the real Rick Ross that
Yeah.
went to prison for selling drugs. Bro, he didn't know he was selling drugs for the CIA.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah, he
he's
didn't know,
selling
yeah.
drugs for the fucking CIA
Yeah.
to fund all these fucking operations to continue to destabilize countries just so that we can profit from them. There was a book I read called The War's a Racket. It's by Major Brigadier General Smedley Butler. He was at the time he wrote the book the highest ranking member of the military of all time.
Yeah.
Right? And he wrote a book about fighting wars in South America for the United Fruit Company,
Okay.
and that they were just going out there and fucking farmers up just because they didn't want to do business with our companies.
Yeah.
And shit. And that was like that was a major drive in getting Kennedy elected, right? The mob got Kennedy elected so that he can get Castro out of
Yeah.
power and then get the fucking casinos and the fucking sugarcane companies and shit back into Cuba.
Yeah.
Like, it's always something.
But I don't get the greed though, bro. You only live for so long.
It's not just greed. It's power.
But even
It's power. It's influence. It's ego. It's all these things, man.
my theory is though, bro. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in karma and I believe in reincarnation because I'm a Hindu, right?
Okay.
So I think if someone like bombs, like kills, like, for example, if a Muslim guy puts a bomb around his waist and blows himself up and kills a bunch of Christians
Mm-hmm.
because they're not Muslim and they're Christians, I think he comes back as a Christian. And same with, like, if you're a Pakistani, you lived all your life wanting death to India, you will be reborn as Indian.
That's fucking the ultimate.
And then the ultimate laugh is like the God is like laughing at your ass, like, you motherfucker, you're like hating them all your life. Now look at you, you're living with them. And it's vice versa. Like, you are an Indian, like a Hindu, like extremist. You're like, fuck all Muslims, kill them all. You will come back as Pakistani.
Yeah. What are you gonna be when you come back?
I want to be I always thought about it, bro. I want to be a bald eagle in America.
You're talking about self-driven dicks so much, so I think it'll be an elephant.
So, is that what the shirt is? Let me see that.
Yeah.
you can
Self-driven?
push it once.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's nice.
Yeah.
You got your own fucking. You got your Instagram name on there.
Sponsored
Oh
by
yeah,
Puma.
bro.
Sponsored by the fucking Puma. You got a Puma elephant.
He said Tiger's a Puma.
Where'd you get that made?
I made it, bro. I bought this whole thing.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I got this printed.
Oh,
out.
you do? Do you do prints?
I
Clint
just iron them
Esposito
out.
does prints.
I
You just
iron-
have to buy the thing, and then he has the machine.
I don't even do that. I just use the iron box and iron them out.
Oh.
Just put enough pressure on it.
Yeah, you made your own shirt. It's a lot cheaper than fucking getting them
yeah,
ordered. Because then when you get them ordered, you got to buy like 10 or 20. I feel like you can't just buy one, right?
Oh, these?
No. Like if you had to buy that whole thing, if you didn't do it yourself and you bought it screened from someone else,
like $8 or $9.
right? They make you pay for like multiple ones. I don't think you could just buy one. They're not gonna waste their fucking time with just one.
I got like 300 prints. I paid like, I think it came down to like 50 cents or 40 cents, even less than that, like for a print.
Mm-hmm. And all you do is just get the shirt and then iron the freaking thing on.
And I'm getting shirts from Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting like, I think 6 for like $15, 20. Oh, sorry. I'm getting like
you can bring it with you.
I'm getting like 6 for like $20 or something. So it turns out around $5-6. So
dude, yeah, I want to talk to you about that afterwards. I want to find out more information about that screening thing. 50 cents a shot. Because I was thinking the same thing. Because I'm always rocking other people's shirts. Right now, I'm rocking my friend's DJ company, Love of Music.
You should make one with your Vcast.
Yeah, man, all that shit. I got to start freaking branding.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
And then I always make fun of people that have like a podcast or they have like something and then they have like these shirts and they try to sell them. Yeah. I'm like, bro, why are you selling those shirts? Just give them to people. It's the best promotion.
It is, but
make 10, like that's an investment in your marketing. Make 10, make 15, and fucking give them to people and let them wear. I always wear. I wear these shirts. Yeah, no, I wear these shirts more than I wear like shirts that I buy. Okay, like these free shirts, or I get like the free bar shirts, like the Corona shirts and stuff. Yeah. Like I'm constantly, this was a great shirt. I love this shirt. Yeah, and it actually looks nice. Like,
and it's a unique shirt because it's not
people always looking like, hey, what is that? And I'm like, oh, Love of Music. It's a fucking entertainment company. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
So I gotta rock it. Let's wrap this bitch up, man. Yeah, I know. Let's talk about
we talked a lot about it.
I know. We could have went longer too if you came early, but whatever.
I'll come back again.
Yeah, no, of course, man. For sure, we'll have you back, man. You got any shows coming up? What do you got?
I'm opening for Vinnie Brand at Stress.
Nice.
On 19, 20, 21.
19, 20, 21.
Yeah. If you guys are here listening to this podcast, come there. It's going to be awesome.
I might come check you out, hang out with you.
Yeah, come by, bro. It'll be fun. And you get to see Vinnie Brand too.
Yeah.
He's funny.
But when we had that conversation in the car about like how you were getting spots and going places, I'm severely lacking in that area.
Yeah,
just going places and showing up.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, I mean, you want people to notice you, and sometimes you get shit on, but that's part of the. Yeah.
But those people that shit on you, they don't pay your bills.
Exactly, and the thing is, a lot of times when people like complain about you, they are spending time about you. I'm writing jokes. I'm doing what I got to do.
Right.
I got no time to waste. I mean, it doesn't serve any purpose me talking shit about someone else. But if you are taking time to put someone down or talking shit about someone because they're doing what you're not doing, then it's really on you, right? I mean,
hell yeah.
I
feel like anybody that talks shit about you it's not really about you. It's more about them.
I think so.
What I'm saying?
Too,
like if you're talking shit about me, that has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It's your problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have a fucking problem. I'm not saying anything. You know what I'm saying? Like you have some fucking thing wrong with you. Yeah.
I recently had an incident. It was I'm not going to give you names. I'm just going to tell you what happened. On Facebook, I saw this post by one of the comics. He's one of the headliners, and he put a post saying like one of his friend needs help. The gist of it is he wants to throw a couple of shows and he wants comics to help out. So for me, I didn't really think about it. I just read comic help and I said I'm in. In the comments there were like about 5 or 6 people before me that said I'm in. So I went in, I said I'm in. In terms of like I want to help out, I didn't really I wasn't thinking of a spot or anything. It was really like help in terms of money, right? I can buy tickets, I can promote them. I mean, there's so many different ways to helping out. Right under my comment, the guy comes up and he goes, if you're a comic whose credits are I open for so-and-so, we got this. Love you all.
Like just the underhand comment basically telling you we don't need you.
Yeah. And that rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, I mean, that's when I was like, why would he say that? I was like, Then I was like, maybe he's thinking I'm asking for a spot, but I wasn't. It was literally if you read his message on the Facebook, he's like asking for help and asking for comics to help out. So I was like, I'm in to help. I wasn't talking about. I mean, yeah, I'm a good comic. I would love to give you my time without pay. That is also helping, but that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking of like, in terms of helping out, whatever
Supporting,
it takes. I could promote it, sell a couple of tickets, just show up there and be there, whatever, and that comment hurt me. And then I went back and initially my first reaction was delete my comment because he's talking about me and I didn't want. It was embarrassing, right? Like and he's basically, because he literally was like calling me out. He was like, if your credits are you open for so and so, which is me, and he's like writing right under my comment, I'm opening for someone. I'm not a headliner yet, and I'm opening for someone. So I was like, okay, I deleted my comment. I was like, you know what? But then again, he's a fucking headliner, and the guy took time to notice that my credits, he shouldn't even know who the fuck I am. But the fact that not only he knows, but he also knows my credits, so that guy is following me.
So does he have a problem with the guy that you're opening for? Or is it
I don't know what his problem is. I went back and then I was like, you know what? I should own up to it because he's talking about me. So I'll give him a chance to rectify it. So I went back and I said, I read comic and help and I responded. I didn't know what that means. That I didn't realize that means something else. Like, saying I want to help means I want to perform. That's not what I meant. But, my statement was like, I read comic and help and I came in to say I help.
What did you say?
But I didn't know what that meant. That means, so sorry, I'll definitely help you in the future. So my intention is like, you know what? In the future, I am going to be a fucking headliner and I will fucking help you because you will need my help then.
Yeah.
That's what I said. And he didn't say anything back. Like, he just let it there.
Because you know what? He did it a bitch way in the beginning because he didn't address you directly.
Yeah.
With the fucking back end. That's another thing. Like, if you're a real like headliner, like you should be.
I know. It's like,
you should be like, have more balls. Like you're talking to somebody that is, I want to say below you, but he's not at your level yet. Like, you know what I mean? I guess you have like a certain level of responsibility as a peer.
Even more than that, I think if you're secure, if you think you're a funny guy, if you're secure and whatever the fuck you do, you don't look down on other people.
Yeah, you don't need
no matter who they are. You don't look down on them. So for someone who's trying or someone who's making it, even if they're not making it, you would like guide them if you can, or if you don't, you just watch them, observe them. If you don't, and most of the time you don't even have time to watch them, right? You're looking up, you don't really look down. But I mean, it fucking ruined me for a couple of hours. I was like, why the fuck would he say that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it because I was just offering to help. And did I come across like I wanted a spot? Because I'm at a point where I'm not really asking people for spots because I got my material. People are seeing my materials. I'm getting booked by clubs. I don't need to go beg people for spots. That phase of my life has passed. I'm not looking down. I did that. I asked people for spots because my thing is, if you give me 5 minutes where you can watch me, you will call me back. And my responsibility is to get you to see me the first time.
Yep.
But now that I'm getting spots, I'm getting clubs giving me spots. I'm not bragging, I'm at a point where I'm like, I'm looking up. I want to be a headliner. I want to get more material. And when I read that, it really hurt me. And I was like, how do I respond to this? Like, this guy just fucking called me out in front of everybody. Everybody that reads it are going to think like, oh, this dude asked for a spot and he got burned, and then I was like, you know what? He shouldn't even know who the fuck I am. He shouldn't even know if he's a really good headliner. He shouldn't even know what my credits are. I don't know what his credits are. He knows my credits. He literally wrote them. You are an opener for certain so and so. Like, he didn't put the name, but he put it.
Yeah.
So who got the upper hand here, right?
Yeah. No, I feel like that guy's definitely not secure.
And I think he felt guilty because later on, like, I mean, he came into my page and liked one of my posts that he never liked before, like, you know, but he actually liked. So I'm like, okay, he felt guilty for, you know.
Yeah,
But
he was just fucking snooping on you like he was doing before, and this time he accidentally liked something.
Yeah.
One fucking post he liked, that's fucking suspect.
yeah, but it's just
What a
like one
fucking
of those
prick,
things that I don't know why we got there, but you know, that was on my mind. I wanted to talk about it.
Good.
I was talking to him, and he's like it's circumstantial. Like, it is circumstantial. I'm putting words in his mouth.
Basically, what I said was, I don't understand. I understand why you're having emotions, but I also don't believe that person was being malicious when I read the statements. I don't know if he was doing as a hateful thing. Also, I also don't have all the variables in front of me. I don't know if other people are hitting him up privately.
Yeah.
Because you know.
But if he knows his fucking credits.
But he didn't say exactly what it was. But I'm also saying that people do that all the time. Even when I don't run a show now, people are hitting me up saying, "Yo, man, I opened for Michelle Wolf. Yo, man, I opened for this person." So that's like, I think that just say that is just as big. I'm not saying he didn't direct you, but I also don't know if I'm all the variable in front of me.
Well,
nobody heard anything you said.
Now the thing is, like, I tried to give him benefit of doubt. You know, he's probably talking about like he said, like, you know, maybe a lot of people are hitting him up for spots, and you know, he's like, I don't want to give spots. But I didn't see any. I mean, he responded like right under my like he came and like, you know, and it was such a sarcastic way of saying it. It's like, if you're like, it's like on the point, like, if your credits are your opening for dash, like, he didn't put the name, but
you know, now that you say that, it could be he's just being a wise ass.
Yeah, he's being a wise ass.
Being a comic.
Yeah. You
know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what fucks up about the internet. I've been saying this now, like, ever since I started doing these social media breaks and I stopped talking about politics online and shit. It's just not. It's not an effective way to communicate.
It's not.
It's really not an effective. It's an okay way to communicate, but it's a terrible way to communicate, especially complex ideas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And especially because there's no tone. You lose all context into what somebody's trying to say. Like, if we were here having a conversation and somebody comes in and he's like, "Hey man, I need help doing this and this," and we were like, "Oh man, I'll do it," and then you were like, "Hey, I'll do it." I'm like, "Listen, I don't need so and so opening for me." And then we all laugh about it, and then you know what I mean? Then it's something
that
different.
is okay. That is fine. But like the way he put it is like, if you
or the way you interpreted it.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is, like, I put like, "I'm in." That was my comment, and like, you know, because his sentence ends like, you know, if you let's help him and his family, you know, who's in. So I was like, "I'm in," and right under it, like he likes my comment, he loves my comment, and right under it he goes, "If you're a comic whose credits are I open for dash dash, we got this, haha, love you all."
Yeah, maybe he's freaking joking.
It could be joking, but it was like, as a comic,
you gotta talk to him. If I were you,
but I did give him.
No, I think this would be good for you. If I were you, I would DM him and be like, "Hey, can I talk to you about something? Like, can I like get him on the phone?"
Well, I did direct,
or
not
see him
even
on
direct
the face.
message him. I actually, under his comment, I wrote a comment saying like, "I read comic and help," and
But that's what I'm saying. It's still ineffective. You're still not gonna get,
because I was like read what he wrote, and then like, I mean, the one before it I deleted. I said, "I'm in," but under it, like, that's what he wrote, and then that's what I wrote, and he didn't say nothing to mine.
See, when I was listening to the story, I agree with him, but when I read that, it threw me off a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was being malicious here.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
I don't know. He wasn't being malicious. It's just that hurtful.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. No, I think you read it wrong. I think if you have a conversation with him, I think it'll clear it all up. Because that's the problem with social media. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's the problem with social media, especially because you never know what place you're in when you hear it. So like, if you had something else that was leading up to this point, and then you get this, and then you have preconceived notions about how someone is.
No, I don't know him at all.
No, but I'm just saying, like in general, like not even in this conversation. Yeah. That's exactly it. I don't think he'd be, especially now that I saw his name, and I know he's going through a lot right now, with some other shit, with like a lot of pain problems, and a lot of like physical things. I'm not trying to like excuse anybody's behavior,
no, it's fine. I mean,
just adding context to the entire thing. Like now, especially now after seeing the name. Like, guy's known for helping a lot of comics.
Okay.
He's known for helping
I heard about that.
He's known for helping a lot of people. So I think maybe he knows you, which is a credit to you.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. And then he's cracked because he didn't crack with anybody else. Yeah. Right? I always see that. I always tell people, if I'm making fun of you, bro, I like you. Because I don't make fun. Yeah, I don't make fun of people I don't like. No,
but it was such a public place, though. That's why. Of course,
that's what we do, man. But he hurt your ego too. On top of it, you know what I'm saying. And then the minute you thought that and you felt it, that's the story you ran.
But it's also the other thing, like where I am at that time when I read it, because I'm also down.
Yeah, man.
Because I'm trying to make my comedy career happen. I'm trying to make my
many variables.
living.
So many variables of how emotionally you feel. That's what I'm saying. That's such a crazy way to communicate, because you can when there's no context coming from the other side, you're the complete director of the entire story. Yeah. Right? You set the lighting, you put the fucking backdrop, you set the organization, like you do all that stuff. So you are the author of everything. So you have the tone in your head. You put his tone, right? You put his thing, and then you added the crowd to it. Now I'm embarrassed in front of people. You know what I mean? And that's all. And that's not to say that your feelings weren't invalid. The key here is that when you do feel that way, from a situation like this, is to not make a decision that it was a certain way. Yeah. It's to, all right, if it makes you feel a certain way, if it makes you feel a certain way, then it's worth it to yourself to investigate. Like, hey, I need to talk to you. At the same time,
here is my thing, though, right? I responded to him saying like, hey, sorry if it came out that way. Like, you read my response, right? Basically, I said, I'm sorry if it came that way. I was thinking like comic help, right? I wasn't trying to like, put myself in your show. At least that's what I think I wrote. I said, I read comic and help, and I jumped in. I didn't know what that means. I'm sorry. And I kind of being like, like, yeah, in future, I'll be there where you would need my help. So that's what I said. Yeah. And he never responded to that. So
then I'm left you hanging. Left you there. Left you to write more stories.
Yeah. He just loved it.
Yeah.
And it's a sarcastic love. I mean, that's what
you're saying.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. And then he comes back, and I was in my head for a couple of days. I'm like, man, would I be like that if I ever make it to other people? Like, because it's one thing joking.
But it's also coming from somebody, I assume, you respect.
Yeah, exactly, right? You respect someone. You're like, these people are like,
headliners. They're where you want to be.
Yeah, where I want to be, and I want them to notice, and they are looking at me like, this guy just won a spot. And I'm like, if you heard my set, you will like me, you know? And all these things, right?
Yeah, man.
And on top of it, he doesn't respond, right? So, I mean, I don't know what he's going through. He might not even be talking about me, but the context, the circumstantial evidence is like he was ripping on me, right? And then he comes back after a couple of days. Never like, I don't even think he ever read my post, but he comes on my post and loves one of my posts. I was like, he's feeling guilty. So at that point, I forgave him. And I also didn't direct DM him. I didn't do that. I don't think I will ever do, because the reason is I don't want to get into an argument with him. Because...
Yeah, but see, you're already from the start, like from just this situation, like the whole time you've been writing the story, you've been writing it from a negative.
Yeah, I started off with negative. Yeah.
Like you can rewrite the story the entire opposite way, and have the same circumstantial evidence prove your point.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's why I'm giving it time for myself to kind of process it too, because if I just direct DM him, and at the time I'm like,
don't even DM him. Listen, we're fucking Jersey comics. We're gonna run into each other.
Yeah.
And when you run into him, that's a fucking
Exactly,
perfect conversation to have.
Yeah. That's
You know
what I'm
saying?
going to do.
That's
yeah,
a perfect
yeah.
conversation. The DM shit, forget about it.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like, if it
And
made you
also,
feel
like,
that way.
sometimes it's like, you know what, like, initially it was like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that, you know, the first day. And the second day you're like, well, you know, whatever. You know, third day it's like, well, that's kind of petty. I don't really have to engage in that. You know, now it's like, yeah, whatever, you know, it's gone.
Yeah.
Now I'm not really thinking about it. The reason I brought it up was like we were talking about something, and we were talking about it in the car because we were going through the same thing, like where he's like, yo, I don't know, like, you know, the context is like, you know, like it looks like he was being a dick to you, but at the same time, you know,
you don't know.
You know?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's a good conversation. That'll be a good icebreaker when you meet him.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, yo, bro, why you fucking shitting on me on the internet?
Yeah.
And
the
then he'll be
other
like,
thing
nah,
is like,
man, I wasn't shitting on you. I was joking. And then you'll be like, bro, then that'll be it. And then guess what? Then you guys will just be close because you had that little thing all of a sudden. But
what if he
could
goes
go the
like,
other way too?
What if he's like, yo,
what if he's like, yo, you're a
I don't
dick,
know.
fuck out of
I don't know what I said to you. Like, you know, fuck off. I was like, oh, shit.
Well, then you know what? At that point, everything you thought, you prove, and then you don't need anybody. You don't need anybody. Then you know where you stand.
Yeah.
And you know it sucks.
But to tell you the truth, bro, I don't think I'll be carrying it that long. Where when I see him, I'll be thinking about it.
Well, that's good then.
Because I think I'll be over it in like a couple of days. Because it hurt my ego. At the same time, it also like pampered my ego. Because now I'm like, yo, he knows my fucking credits. Like, you know, he has been following my feed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's someone like he's a big comedian. He's like, you know, he's a big headliner, and like he knows who the fuck I am. Like, you know, he shouldn't be knowing me, but he knows.
He does.
So that was like,
should Vishnu. He should know you. You're fucking killing it, bro.
Yeah, we will, bro. We'll get there. You know,
killing it, bro. Yeah, I'm having fun watching you because I feel like I caught you at like the right at the ascent. You were just like, I met you at an open mic, and I'm just like, oh, look at this funny motherfucker. I didn't like, I don't really like ask people how much time like they've been in comedy. I didn't ask you until that time we were in the car, right? And because I just always assumed, you know, I see everybody at the open mics. Everybody's an open micer. I don't care how many years you've been doing it. We're open micers, right? So I see you like, phew, and then I'm like, all right. Don't see this guy at open mics no more. In my mind, I'm like, this fucking guy was here 3 minutes and he fucking just zoomed to the top. And I'm like, then I wrote the story a different way. I could have wrote the story like, oh, this guy's here 3 minutes. I've been here fucking 2 years and he's so ready.
It happens.
Right?
It happens.
Or I could be like, yo, that's cool. Look at that. Oh, I need to write more. Like, I need to fucking be better so that I can do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, my position is a little bit unique, bro, in that because I wanted to be a comedian since I was 20 years old. I never went up on stage because I was afraid of my accent. Because I could have a great set, and if someone says I didn't understand what the fuck you're saying, it's all gone. So that's why I don't even do like crowd work. Because if I ask something for someone and they say, what did you say? And then it's all gone, right? But like I was performing in front of like crowds that I know, like Indian people, Indian functions, like, you know, festivals or like cultural places, you know, wherever I could get on a stage, like emceeing for other people's parties and, you know, talking there. You know, I was practicing it. And then one day I was like, you know what? I know I have material. It's just, I need to be on the stage. And now when I got on stage, it's like I just go back and pull out my material that I already have. I'm not writing new stuff. I'm just enhancing what I already have with the new stuff.
Yeah, because you've been writing for so long. That's fucking interesting.
So that's why I'm like, when people say like, how long you been there, and then they try to judge me that way, I'm like, yo, that's not fair for me because, you know.
Yeah, you don't know how long I've really been doing it.
Yeah.
Interesting shit. Next time I have you on, we're going to talk more about writing.
Exactly, but we got
shit. Yo,
yeah.
Thanks, Vishnu.
Thanks for
I appreciate you, man. Love watching you fucking blow up. Vishnu Vaka. You can follow him on Instagram, comic_Vish. Right? I'm trying to read it off your shirt. At comic_Vish. Vishnu Vaka. Remember the fucking name and remember where you heard him first. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks, bro. Thank you.